All right, so let's look at a few things that maybe we're struggling with for Wednesday. So the first thing we need to talk about is figurative language. All right, so here are the definitions of the ones that are the examples. So this is going to be number 2 on your Wednesday daily language review every single week. So a simile is comparing two unlike things using like or as. So your trick there, look at the sentence, see if they're talking about two different things, and then if they're using like or as, that's your simile. A metaphor. It's comparing two unlike things, saying one is another. Most of the time, you guys or other students get confused with simile and metaphor. However, metaphor has actually the word is in it majority of the time. So it's comparing two things, saying one is another. Personification is giving a human quality to a non-human thing. Okay, so if you can do something but that object can't, and it's given that in a sentence, that's your personification. Irony is something that you wouldn't expect to happen. It's the opposite. And a hyperbole is extreme exaggeration. So let's look at some examples. First one, you were as brave as a lion. So it's talking about you being brave and a lion. So it's comparing you to a lion. Are you a lion? No. So these are two unlike things being compared. Now, is it saying one is another thing or is it using as? Well, we can see in here it actually has as in here twice. So therefore, this is a simile. All right, let's look at the next one. I told you to clean your room a million times. Now, I'm sure your parents at home or aunts and uncles or whoever is at your house are telling you to clean your room. Are they actually saying it a million times? No, but they're probably saying it a lot, which may feel like a million times to do. However, if you kept count, I bet you it wouldn't be a million. Therefore, this is extreme exaggeration, which is a hyperbole. The next one, my alarm clock yells at me every morning to get out of bed. Well, your object in this sentence is your alarm clock. Can your alarm clock yell? No. Can you yell? Yes. So if you're giving a human quality to a non-human thing, this is personification. Because it is saying that your alarm clock yells. However, it's meaning that your alarm clock maybe beeps or plays music. However, it's trying to wake you up. The next one, the snow is a white blanket. While we're talking about snow, we're talking about a white blanket. Is snow actually a blanket? No. Okay, so it's comparing two different things. So is it using like or as, or is it using is? Well, we can see it's using is, so therefore it is a metaphor. And last but not least, the pilot is afraid of heights. Well, pilots are up in the sky and they're flying airplanes. So should a pilot be afraid of heights if they're, how many feet up in the air? Probably not. So this is something you wouldn't expect to be true. So this is irony. So use these kind of hints to help you with that question number 2 on Wednesdays. The second thing we need to look at is our connotation versus denotation. So this is kind of a two-in-one type idea for you because you need to know the one before the other. Connotation is the feeling of the word. That means it is positive or negative. Denotation, look at this, denotation, definition. They sound similar, they both begin with that D. So this is actually your dictionary definition. This is something that would actually, you could look up in the dictionary and find. However, the connotation is how that word makes you feel. So let's look at our example. We bought inexpensive or cheap souvenirs at Disney World. Well, Disney World, I've never been there, but I'm sure you have, or maybe you want to go there and you know about it. But Disney World is a safe or a nice place, so that's a positive experience. Souvenirs are something that you normally get that are nice to, remember that experience. So that's a positive idea. So we need to find something that is a positive word. Well, if something's inexpensive, that means it's not a lot of money. However, it's a good word because it is inexpensive. But if you say something's cheap, that's saying it's negative, something more like it easily will break, right? So that would be a negative. So since our souvenirs and Disney World are both positive experiences, our our answer would be inexpensive because that's also positive. So that's the first thing you need to be able to do. Identify if it's positive or negative. Then you need to figure out how to, when given the denotation, how to create words that are positive or negative. So when you're given a denotation, you need to find words that have that definition. So you don't want to give examples. You want words that have that definition that are positive or negative feeling. So our definition is to be small in size. So if someone's talking about someone that's small, we can talk about maybe their weight. Okay, so if they're small in size, so positive word would be maybe slender, because this is a positive word to be small. Okay, it has that same definition. Another word to be small in size would be maybe skinny, right? So if someone is saying you're skinny, that's more of a negative connotation, but it has the same definition. So if you looked up this definition to be small in size, both these words would pop up. So you would just then determine if it's a positive word or a negative word and be able to put it on the line. Okay, so I hope this helps. However, these are going to be the things I'm focusing on this week to look and make sure that we are understanding the content and possibly on a quiz on Friday. All right, let me know if you have any questions. I'm always here to help.